Hi guys, welcome to Live with Vi, and if you like what you see, subscribe. Hi guys, happy Monday and wishing you all a very happy Navratri. This is my favorite festival and I'm so disappointed that I can't really go out and play today. But today we have someone very interesting on board for live. This is something very different. We've never had I have never done this live before with, which is related to networking. So many people have started their own businesses in this lockdown. There's so many mums who've started baking, cooking, packaging, online classes, birthdays, virtual parties, a lot of it. And I thought it's very important to get someone on board who kind of knows how to grow this business in the digital world today. Because to be honest, it's only about digital media. Okay, with the lockdown and with the semi-unlock happening, most of the stuff is happening online, be it your birthdays, be it your Zoom parties, be it your classes, all of it is happening online. And, even if someone starts, say, baking, I'm giving you an example, and they send their cakes to 10 people, it's on Instagram that you post and you get maximum traction, and that's when people know that you've started something. I have been a part of networking and now ever since I started work, which is about 7 years ago. Someone introduced me to it and said, you should be part of this group. And so I've been a part of Shan's group ever since then, be it her physical, now before the lockdown, the actual events that used to happen. And even so many vendors, suppliers, clients I have gotten through networking now. I think it's a great platform to be on and kind of just understand, what we need today, what we need in our digital space, because the world has changed. It's not what it was. I don't think for a while it's going to go back to where it was in terms of working, in terms of your parties or your birthdays. It's all going to be online. It's all going to be digital. And also, how do you meet people digitally? How do you meet new vendors? How do you I'm just going to send her a request. How do you because you're not going out there, you're not doing physical exhibitions, you're not meeting people personally to kind of, grow your network base. Hello, how are
Hi.
you?
What's up?
How are you?
Good,
Happy
good.
Navratri.
To you also. Happy to be here.
I'm so
Finally
glad to see you. I know, finally, after so much back and forth. Because your lives are every day, so it's tougher for you, I know. But nothing, just good. It's going great. I think lockdown has shown us a whole different segment of our lives, right? And a whole different personality of ours, which we never thought or knew existed.
Really?
And how is it going for you?
Busy. I come in touch with. Really busy and good. I'm happy. Yeah.
Are you on the challenge right now? Sorry, both.
I'm doing my workout right after I finish speaking to you today.
I finished my workout at 8 a.m. But I was just talking about how even the work has completely changed, right, Shan? I'm sure you must be getting thousands of messages because you've been in this field even before lockdown. I mean, before COVID hit. So you are the queen of this digital networking space.
But to be honest, the live started because of the lockdown. The lives were like wasn't doing lives before, and I have to say the lockdown gave me that. The lockdown gave me a chance to kind of interview. I've always had this thing. I wanted to bring people's stories to the forefront, and I think the lockdown.
And you've done that beautifully.
Yeah, thank you. And I was chatting with somebody. I can't remember who, and I didn't even know the person that well. And she was like, "How do we work together? This is day 2 of the lockdown." I was like, "Let's do a live." And it just so happened that it picked up, and I did it for 3 months non-stop. So 2 things that really stayed consistent with me in the lockdown was SoFit and my lives.
Same. Oh my God. For me, it was cooking, SoFit, and my lives.
Yeah.
I think,
loved it.
And I think it's amazing. Like, you've always been that person. You've always been that person to connect, even at your events, right? I have met so many great people who have become friends with, at your events. And you've always done that. But that's a physical
physical space. I was just saying it's very different now, right? Because you're not going to go physically meet a client. You're not going to go do physically an exhibition where clients are going to come to you and see your product, you know. So how has that changed, and how has it changed even for networking now? Should we just dive right in since it's 7:02 and we
Yes,
can
yes,
dive right in? Okay,
absolutely,
tell me.
absolutely. You know, it's obviously changed because I mean, like you said, people can't meet. People don't have that touch and feel right now. And you know, if you just want to pop into a store and see someone's collection, you can't.
You can't.
But I think that it's given everyone a new wave of digital media and understanding digital. People who have businesses at 50, 60, 65, 70 are like, okay, how do I get onto Swiggy? How do I get on digital?
Yes.
You know, how do I showcase online? Or what's a live, you know, or let me get, you know, I mean, for example, my mom hosts her own lives. And
I've
on our
seen her.
Spicy Sangria. Yeah, and I think
I've
that's
seen
amazing
her.
because I mean, you have to move with times and you have to just keep going. Of course, it's going to be tough. It was tough for the first 3 months, but it's getting better. And we have to have faith that, you know, we will make sales and in due time. So every small business needs to jump onto the digital bandwagon, but don't overspend or don't get stressed because life will resume to normal.
But so that's exactly what I want to know, okay? Because I was in fact doing research, and that's why I put up the question on. So, you know, firstly, the person editing my YouTube video, the person doing my creatives, the person doing my artwork is all from networking now. All of the who I have met 3 years ago, all of them are from networking now. So I really am very grateful because I was the
I'm so
mom
happy.
who started. I from engineering, I shifted to this personalization for kids, organic stuff. And I was like, where do I find people? And someone introduced me to, they go on this site. You were first a WhatsApp group, if I'm not mistaken.
Post a
Because,
Facebook group.
oh, first a Facebook group. So they said, go on to Facebook. No, but it was not networking now Mumbai. It was just networking now. It was no Mumbai
Yeah,
or
now we
anything.
have three. Now we have three.
Correct,
Yeah.
correct. So they said go on to this. You know, she's amazing contacts, and there's a lot of help you'll get. So my printer came from there. The guy making my it's fantastic, you know. And I kept telling you that, right? Every time you put up something, I'm like, it's so true. Absolutely. A lot of people have benefited from networking now, and I can't believe how many I still keep getting people from there, you know, even though it's been so long, your clients and your vendors keep changing. But
Yeah.
tell me something, how do we kind of position our business in the digital age at this moment? You know, what should be our spends? Because to be honest, you can go crazy spending on your ads and on Facebook and Instagram. You know, there's no limit. Or how do we you know, meet people digitally? How do we network digitally? And also let's talk about digital etiquette if it's possible,
Yeah.
because I think that also is very important.
Very important. Very, very important. I put up a post recently about WhatsApp etiquette and people are just going nuts. You know, people have inboxed me saying, thank you for talking about this. But like your first question was about how to move with the digital times. Firstly, I'm very big on don't obsess about it. I don't think that just because everyone's doing it, you must do it, you know. Like I noticed one
Ah,
thing,
okay.
you know, when lives began, everyone started doing lives. Like brands started doing
At
lives.
5 o'clock, you
So
had
everyone tuning in, and I'm like, why are you doing it just because you're seeing everyone do it? It's not the future. And do it in your own time. Do what works for your brand, you know. Do what works for you. And yes, you need to
correct.
study the market. You need to see which you know, websites you can get onto if you're a brand that wants to sell. You want to see avenues which you probably did not use before. You know, you have to see avenues that
But
you
how
probably
do
didn't
we
use
do
before
that?
and now we do. Sorry.
How do we understand? So let's break it down, right? So I come,
Okay.
how do we understand where I need to be? Supposing I'm a baker. Okay, I've just launched my cupcakes and cookies and cakes. How do I know where I should start?
Okay. So one, I truly believe in networking and really
Yes,
establishing your first network. So what
correct.
is your first network? Your family, your friends, your, you know, like you and me are each other's first network. No,
Right.
actually you and I would be each other's second network.
Second network.
Yeah. Sorry. So first network would be my best friends, my family, my, you know, my mom, my dad, my uncle, my sisters, cousins, whatever. My second network would be you and me. We met through work, but we've stayed in touch. You know, when there's something you see about me, you remember, you get in touch. If I see, then I get in touch. Now
Yes.
you always need to establish your first network, because your first network is who will actually help you with no holds barred. So they'll post about you, they'll
So
share with
that means
friends
you
and
have
family.
to have an Insta account and a Facebook account in this day, in this period,
Oh,
right?
that is, I wasn't even going there, because that is the most important thing. Now, if you
Correct.
don't have an Insta account, you're a dinosaur. You know what I mean?
Correct.
So,
Yes.
first create all your social handles. Most
Yeah.
important. Do not create all. A jewelry designer does not need to have a LinkedIn profile. You
Correct.
know, a gifting person may not have to have Snapchat. It's not
Correct.
the age group they're kind of selling to. So, identify mostly Instagram and Facebook important. And this is how you create your database with your friends and family. Make a little poster, spend that money. Today graphic designers don't charge that much, and they're giving good
Right.
rates, you know, in a time like this. So create a poster which people can share forward. You know, tell your friends and family, hey, I've launched this, here's a photo, here's what I do, tag me please, and they will.
Correct.
So that's important. Second thing is, the best thing you can do is actually give a friends and family discount, because
Discount.
they will pass
Okay.
that on to their friends and say, hey, why, you know, my friend has started this, can you shop, and here's your discount. So they'll do that.
That's a
Your
great
second
idea.
network comes later. So when the people who start following you because of your friends now start interacting with them.
Correct.
Why, you'll be surprised, I send a message to each and every person that follows me on Instagram.
Wow.
As
Think,
they
thank
start
you for,
following me. As
wow.
they start following
That
me,
is something that is amazing.
I send a message saying, hi, this is what I do, this is what I am, join me, you know.
Wow.
Now, of course, we're a subscription platform, so I write a little bit about that. But otherwise,
Correct.
I say, hi, you know, let me know how I can help you. Because we have to remember that networking is a two-way thing. I'm not here only to take, I'm here to give as well.
Right.
And
That's a
you
great
can't,
tip.
yeah, and you can't go to a networking event, pass on your card to everybody, or
And
be on a Zoom and just talk about yourself and forget the others.
correct.
What's the point? No one's going to help you if you don't help them.
Absolutely.
Most
Absolutely.
important. So please remember your first network, second network, all your social handles get you started. Then do your research. Are people selling with your kind of competitors? Are they selling more on an Amazon, or are they selling on curated websites? Are they selling through their own Instagram? Today, there are some amazing people who work with, you know, ads, boosting ads. And I
Correct.
think that is important, because right now you're not spending on offline marketing. You're not spending on events. Put your budgets somewhere where you can get returns.
So that's what I want to talk about, the ads on Facebook and Instagram. You can,
Yeah.
I think that's a great, fantastic, you know, way to reach audience, because I think it
Yeah.
targets the exact audience that you're looking for, to the point of Bandra, 50 kilometers, 20 kilometers. I think that's a great thing. Now
Yeah.
tell me something. Once you get on Instagram and Facebook, okay, I know, and I know a ton of people who the first thing they do is put it on networking now, whenever they're looking for anything or anyone. How does that benefit them? You know, I've been a part of it. I know what the benefits are. But if you want to, you know, tell people who've logged in as to how networking now works as a community, I think that would be great.
Okay, so we are basically a platform. I'm very big on connecting people, on getting, you know, people help. So basically, people helping each other. I think that you have to realize that if you
Yeah.
have to help someone else is when you get the help back. So that's why I created the community. And today we do a lot of offline events when it was pre-COVID. We do an online event once a month where we network online with fellow members.
Correct.
New members get introduced to current members. We have a very active WhatsApp group. So they're like constantly messaging, constantly asking for, you know, a graphic designer, photographers, investments, you know, help. Hey, does anyone know where to get this? Instantly. Now,
Correct.
what I would say is today, why you and, so suppose Facebook group people tell me I post a comment, but I get 300 replies.
Yeah.
What do? How am I going to sift 300
Correct.
people? You know, and you'll be shocked. Even if you put we personalized, for example, you'll put a thing, someone's asked for gifting, you'll put it down there. The person tells me sometimes they don't get the contact immediately, but they get the call 3 months later. I saw you on the, you know, comment.
Yes.
I loved your
Of
work.
course.
So it's about promoting yourself at the right time and just being out there. So I think networking via referral helps, because it's like instant word of mouth.
Absolutely. And I think
Yeah.
more than anything else, word of mouth and a thappa saying, I use this person, especially in mums. I've used this product, I've used this person, I've eaten this person, saying it's great. It's like, okay, you know, no brainer, let's go order from more. So I think
You're
word of mouth
absolutely
is the only thing right now that is like the biggest stamp of approval.
Yes, yes. And you know, you have to believe in someone else to really send them
Yeah.
out. So I'm not saying that everyone has to promote everyone, but I'm pretty sure that if you worked with someone, like I've worked with people networking now who I've met 5 years ago, and I still work with them.
Correct.
So then I will definitely vouch for them. So very often people message me and say, hey, you know, can you give me your recommendations? I'm like, that's not how it should be. You're right. You'll get, and the best thing is when you're pitching to somebody, don't forget to send your best work, to send as much as you can in an email, because that is, you know, they may not use it now, but that service will come of use to them later, or they'll recommend it to someone else.
So, do we want to take questions right now? As can you read the? So, Shan, is there a way to join the WhatsApp group? Yeah,
they can just DM me on Networking Now India, and then I can share the details.
Okay. So you have to DM Shan on this handle on Networking Now India, where she's logged in from. So now, Shan, tell me something. You know, just yesterday I posted a thing for someone doing my YouTube channel. Rohan got in touch with me. I didn't even know he does your things as well, and he said, "I'll do it for you." And he's done a great job in 2 days. Brilliant. He's already sent. He's amazing. Okay, I didn't even know that he. So he sent me a message saying that, "Ma'am, I can do it for you. This is who I'm working with." I was like, the minute I saw Networking Now, I said, "Okay, done." You know.
And you know why? Someone like Rohan, okay, for example, simplest human being, easiest person to work with, always on time. If I tell him 2 o'clock, he's there 1:45. If I give him a budget, he'll say, I'll do it within that, and it'll be the same work he'll give in a higher budget. Now, these are finds I've had for 3-4 years. And somehow they all just come into my life and they've stayed, you know. So
absolutely,
you meet good people.
I'm telling you now, I don't put it up anywhere else. I don't ask on any other platform when I need stuff like quality work to be done, because you know, also what happens, I think the great thing is people also give feedback. You know, there's always if in a networking now, always there'll be a +1. Yeah, you know, like, yes, I agree. There's always even feedback in the comments, which I think is fantastic. It makes it so much easier for you to kind of know who you want to go with, you know. And so, like I said, Rohan just came to me randomly through my Networking Now post, and he messaged me, and he was fantastic. He said, okay, I'll do it for you. When do you want it? I said, tomorrow. He said, okay, I'll send you 2 videos tomorrow. I said, wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. So now Rohan came to me through Networking Now. Like you said, we see it through and stuff like that. But what are the other ways that we can kind of use that community also better? Like you said, you're doing Zoom events. Are you doing specific events? Like, you know, all say people who have started a business at home. Or like, are you planning to do that so it's more concentrated for people who want to kind of join in?
Yeah, so I will soon, but right now the reason we don't do it is because I feel like today, whether I'm a home chef or not, or somebody else is, I can help you in possibly in a very different way. So it shouldn't be very concentrated to one industry. But I mean, tomorrow a cupcake person can help someone who's into flooring, or a flooring person can help someone who's into baking, you know.
Correct.
So I think I don't want to keep it so industry specific. Sorry, I'm just getting the lighting. So, so I think that able to help anybody. It should not be that you know, today, oh, I only want to come from my industry. Don't think like that. Think that you're going, you know, I always say this, in a networking event, the person who stands at the entrance and the person who meets everybody has not done a good job. You need to make
valuable contacts and connections. Absolutely.
Yes. And you know, you're going to stand at the entrance, you're going to give your card. Nobody wants to talk as they enter. So you need to actually have a dialogue ready to explain what you do. And whether it be somebody of a 10 crore company, a 10,000 company, or whatever, introduce yourself. You never know what could work out.
I completely agree. But today, Shan, in today's day and age, how do we digitally network? How do we do that? Because I can't DM a person. I mean, I have done that. Or DM anyone on Instagram saying, "Hi, this is me." You know what I'm saying? How do we go about doing that? Is there an etiquette to? Is there a rule to? You know, a rule book to follow? How do we do that?
I've actually come up with a post for this. It's coming out in the next 1 week. But let me tell you, very, very easy. Digital networking is a big advantage to all of us. Okay. You have to take advantage of the fact that everyone has a social media handle and everyone's accessible. But that does
Correct.
not mean that you send a message saying hi or hi, what's up. I don't want to hear from you if I don't know you saying hi, what's up. I want to hear from you
Absolutely.
about what you want to contact me for. So if I had to contact you via, say, hi, it's so great to see your lives, love what you're doing with it, with your lives and the way you interview people. This is what I do. This is what I've seen that you do, and this is how I think we can work together. Do you have ideas?
Oh,
Now you've
lovely.
read that message. You know what I do. You know why I've written to you, and you know what I want to do with you. If
Correct.
I had only written hi, what's up, would like to connect you, you probably would delete the message.
Ignore it. Yes.
And very often people have Instagram handles like SUA222 or
Yeah.
787. You know what I mean? Like, then I don't want to reply. So I think that you should be very clear why you're messaging that person. Please contact people through social media. If they don't reply, very often it goes in their others folder. Give them time. If they don't reply, please don't hound them. That's the worst way, because I think then I'll probably never reach out back to the
Question
person.
mark. Please answer. I've seen that you've seen my message. Can you answer?
Worst. And I get messages from people on Instagram, on LinkedIn, on Facebook, and then somehow they get my number, so they WhatsApp. I'm like, dude, can't you wait? Just give the person half an hour to reply on one platform. And
Right.
if you wait and you're patient, there's more chances of me actually replying, being like, let's collaborate and let's do something together. So yes, put yourself out there, but don't be pushy and don't hound someone else. But the best way to do it is Instagram, because it's something that everyone looks at every day.
Yes,
So
every
your
day.
first option should be Instagram. If it's something to work together professionally, so if you want to advertise with me, for example, I would probably email. I
Okay.
would write a DM. If I give you my WhatsApp number, you write to me. Otherwise, email. And one big thing which I want to point out is that if you are networking with someone, don't always think it's free. The person may not always be free. So ask a little bit about them. Ask what time they are willing to talk. What do they do? Are you willing to do posts for me? Then let's chat,
Correct.
Most important.
Okay. So now tell me something. Like we already touched upon digital etiquette. How important, okay, is it to kind of put yourself out there on an everyday basis, in terms of say your Instagram or your post on your work or your stories? How important, and how do you kind of, when is it enough and when is it not? When should we post? Who should we post to? You know what I'm saying, right? How do we get the perfect eyeballs is basically my question in a nutshell.
Got it. Okay, so if you're a brand and you're showcasing a product, I would say post at least 5 days of the week, because you want the eyeballs and you want consistency. Consistency
Okay.
is plan ahead. If you can plan for the month, nothing like it, because you'll have on the first, you'll have your post for 30 days.
Right.
If it changes in the day, in the week, in the month, it's fine. But at least have some content ready, because you want it to look good. You want it to have a nice grade. You want it to be aesthetically appealing. If you're a blogger, you have to post every day. You can't really go MIA on your audience. But as a brand, I always say, bring your brand face forward. So today with We Personalize, I know who you are, because you show up on lives, you show up on posts. When you're doing a graphic post, you show up. That's a big one. Networking Now India, people know it's me, because I comment on posts. I'm in touch with people. But even if you're a brand, I'm not saying show up every day, every week. You can be once a month. Founder live every first of the month. But show up, because people want to know, what it's about. The other thing is, you can put a face to your brand. How Nykaa does. Nykaa has so many different faces to the brand, and it's lovely because every time you see different people, you learn from different people and you know the vibe. So these are different ways you can do it. Definitely plan your content. Nobody wants to see shabby content just because you had to post. You'll notice that when they don't plan their post, you'll get 1 or 2 likes. But if you really plan the post with a good caption and good content, you'll get reach. Don't overdo it. Like, don't do 3. Like, we do 3 posts a day because that's our vibe.
Correct.
But just because you are a brand and you want to show, 1 box in 7 different ways doesn't mean you do 2 full lines on it. So I think be smart about it. There are so many apps you can use to kind of plan your content. And
what are some of the apps you would suggest? And another question I got is it important to hire someone to plan your page? I've had 4 people ask me this when I posted your thing, that, would Shan recommend that you hire a agency or a freelancer to talk about your page, or talk about your brand? Or is it very brand specific?
So if you're an influencer and a blogger, no. if you're a brand and you're a person who's dealing with a large amount of work, then yes, because you don't have the time.
Correct.
And if you're going to be stressing half that, I mean, if you're doing it from home and you actually have the time, please do it yourself because it's so much more personal. But if you don't, do your research and get somebody who actually knows what they're doing for the first 3 months. It helps, because very often what happens, we want to be involved. We want to
Hello, Shan, I lost you.
be involved in social media. We want to be involved in the photography. We want to be involved in the caption. Now, honestly, you will drive yourself crazy. You'll drive your people in your team also crazy.
Correct.
So I think the best way would be do your research, know what they're doing. If they're boosting, do your research on boosting. Ask around, what's a good budget to boost? If someone asks, sorry.
Shan, I've lost you.
Sorry. Yeah, sorry, my phone keeps ringing.
So
okay. Ask around and, ask around. But, why if someone has the time, I would always say do it on your own because today YouTube is so big. You have a tutorial for everything.
Everything,
but if
absolutely.
you don't have the time, don't stress. Outsource it.
You were talking about some apps that we can use to kind of, help us with our posting. What are the apps that you suggest?
Later.
Yeah.
Later. Planoly is another one. I have started, this is to post later. So if you post on the first, it gets posted automatically. I use an app called Mojo, which is great for stories. I got this from Tejal Chopra and Vandras. It's been life-changing. I use Video Shop, which is great to edit videos. Yeah. No, Video Shop. Video Shop.
Oh, Video Shop. Okay.
Yeah, it's amazing to edit videos. Now, see, another thing is I genuinely don't have the time. I'm okay to make a few stories in advance. I shoot all my content myself as well. So I need my team to assist me and help me. So my team is very big on social media. We are primarily social media based. So I do have a team, but I would suggest if you don't know anything about social media, if you, have the budgets to spend on a social media person, please do your research and take someone who will work for your brand.
Okay.
Don't take someone who's just inexpensive. That's not the idea.
Exactly. But so would you recommend we go with an agency or a freelancer? Because a lot of people who are freelancing are doing good work, right? But would you recommend for a person launching their brand to go with a more established, agency?
So if you have budgets and if you are planning to do PR or are you planning to do videos or you planning to do big editing work, please go to an agency because they'll do all in one. They'll get you a PR done, they'll get you a professional video shot. But if you're just smaller and you've started out, and we specialize in small businesses, please take on a freelancer. They'll have much more time to give you. Plus, if you are new, you'll have questions. How does this work? What should I do? What's content?
Correct.
So,
and they'll be more responsive to that.
I think that, and I think that agencies are great. Don't get me wrong. Agencies are great. But definitely, most definitely, try your luck. And let me tell you why. If your budgets are small, please don't go with someone just because they're charging you 5 or 7 or 3,000. Then you'd rather not do it because if you've not done your research properly, it could go southwards. And your first impression is the big one.
Absolutely. I've been in that boat where I, got so tempted with someone doing something for me so cheap. I ended up doing everything myself because he and I just didn't see the same thing on the same. And I am such a control freak that if someone doesn't see my vision, I cannot go ahead. Even if I've paid the person, I can't go ahead because it's not true to me or my brand.
Exactly. And you have to trust. You have to trust. But very often it's our brand. We understand our aesthetics, our colors, our ways, our voice.
Exactly. The vibe, the feeling.
Yes.
Absolutely. You've said it so well that just because someone is cheap and you think you want to go with them because of that advantage, it sometimes doesn't work. It comes and bites you in the hiney. Absolutely. Okay. So another question was, how important is it to go with influencers and bloggers right now in the lockdown? Does it still help? Is it still getting you as many eyeballs as they used to? Or should you go through the, ad paid content way? Because you still have to pay the bloggers and the influencers as well, right? So should we do that? Or should we, go the normal Instagram or Facebook ad way? ad route?
Okay, I would say definitely depending what your product is, try with influencers because it works. Find your niche, find your influencer that works for you. You know, everyone may not work for you, everyone may not work for me. 3 may work for me,
Correct.
5 may work for you. So kind of do your research and see who's more a fit for your brand.
But Shan,
Haven't you?
right now, are influencers getting as much as eyeballs as they used to before? Okay, they
Yes,
are.
even more because people are on their phones. So a lot
Correct.
more. People are looking at digital content. People who never signed up for Instagram are actually on Instagram looking for content.
Right.
Yes, they are getting eyeballs. Two, I would say you have to, whether COVID, pre-COVID, post-COVID, you have to do a mix of boosted ad and influencers. Also, don't forget
Okay.
influencers are very big budgeted. When you
Yeah.
take on an influencer, you're talking big money because you can't just do it
Yeah.
with one person. So
Absolutely.
please remember that unless you have the budgets, don't go down that route. Otherwise, you'll be in for a shock. You know, you'll do it with one, you won't get the returns. You'll be disappointed, or I truly believe you have to take 3 to 5 influencers at a time.
To see, absolutely, I agree. We've done that route with Mumbai,
Yes.
so we know it doesn't work with just one. We have to do. We've always done 7 to 10 influencers, and that's when you
Yes.
get the eyeballs. And still, it's not sometimes enough. So
Yeah, and today an influencer is not just somebody with 50,000 followers or 1 million followers. An influencer is also somebody with 10,000 followers with
today, your
real
micro influencers, I think, are much bigger than your big bloggers. Your micro influencers
Yes.
have crazy reach, especially in a niche audience. Say
Yes.
if you're a vegan micro influencer, you might have 2,000 followers, but if someone sends you a vegan cake, all 2,000 are going to order from you because
Yes,
again,
exactly.
it's not available, right? Micro influencers
exactly.
is, I think, fantastic today. I think it's a great space to be in right now.
Absolutely agree with you.
Should we take a question from Charming
Yeah.
Desert Rose? I'm a
Yeah.
housewife staying in Qatar. I want to start blogging and earn something. Please share what should I do and how do I start?
Okay, so one, it's not so easy. I think that people think blogging and influencing is very easy and being a lifestyle influencer is easy. It's not. And I say this, the truth is it's just not easy. Do your research like you would in any other business. What field do you want to blog in? What kind of, blogging do you want to do? Is it food blogging? Is it something to do with lifestyle, fashion, the outdoors, adventures? So find your niche. Second is start growing your Instagram account without charging initially. Obviously, try to do as many barters as you can. Try to reach out to people and be like, hey, I'm doing this. Would love to connect and do some, together. Again, reach out. If you were listening earlier, reach out to your first network and kind of tell them to follow you and give you a shout out so you get more followers. One major thing is be consistent in your content. So if you're talking about food today, don't talk about wedding wear tomorrow and then about shoes day after. So you need to be really consistent and know what you're talking about and your niche.
I hope that answered your question, Charming Desert Rose.
And one big thing I want to say, it's okay to boost your posts. It's not such a big deal.
I know. I think today everyone's going through the promote post way because there's no other way with Instagram. The algorithm change. It was such a disaster. I mean, it was crazy. Yeah, you were getting 2,000 views and suddenly your views dropped to 500. You don't understand what's going on. I think the only way to do that was because they wanted, I think, people to promote and boost post, right? That was the whole reason of them doing that. Okay. So now, in a nutshell, if someone were to start out now, okay, besides having their Instagram account, besides having their Facebook, and besides being a part of networking now for sure, what is the other things that they have to kind of keep in mind when it comes to networking or meeting their clients? Because you're not meeting anyone, like we said, physically. So what is the one thing that you would tell? I mean, we know that digital platform is taken care of. How else do we grow it?
I think you just need to be really consistent. Try to use as many avenues as you can. Do a mix of everything. Don't stick to one thing. So there are some people which I noticed, they only do offline events. Now, what happened in COVID? Where were you?
Yeah.
Where were you during COVID then? So I think that you need to kind of divide it up. Create your social handles. Be consistent. After COVID, also do offline events. Why don't you collaborate with people? This is a great way to grow. I never understand.
How do you do that? How do you do that? So tell us how we can do that.
Again, find your niche of people, find your avenue of who you want to collaborate with. So like you and me would be a great collaboration. Today, we both
Right.
do lives. We're both talking to each other live. We both have content to share. So this is an example of a collaboration. So second would be if suppose someone wants to do their, their season shoot. If you're a clothing
Correct.
designer, why don't you collaborate with a shoe wear designer, a footwear designer, split the
Got it.
cost for the photographer, for the styling, release a campaign together. You get her followers, she gets yours. Now, in
That's
a
a
small
great
business
idea.
or even a larger business, it works out easily. Small things like influencer gifting. People don't realize influencers are, everyone thinks influencers are just out to make money, but they are very big on supporting smaller businesses. Send them
Correct.
your product. Talk to different people about your product. And, another big thing is reaching out to people with a reach. So it doesn't have to be somebody with a lakh or 5 lakhs
Right.
or 10 lakhs. It
Right.
can be somebody with 500 followers. They still have a voice with their friends, with their family, with people who follow them. So kind of just reach out to your first network. That would be one. 2, offline events for me is a big one. I always say that anyone who does a product, please take part in offline events. Do your research on which events you want to take part in, but do it because it's you're reaching out to your customer directly. What more do you want?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And there's no other substitute to touching and feeling a product. I mean, I don't think anything else can substitute that,
Yes.
or be it your taste, smell, nothing. No matter how many lives you do, no matter what you do, there's
Nothing.
no substitute for that.
Absolutely.
So, Shan, are you suggesting that, are offline events happening right now?
So not right now, but I would say that start planning because look, COVID's not, it's here to stay. But I think people are now going out. People are getting back
That's
to
what I'm
normal.
saying.
Gyms are reopening. So kind of get your life back together. Do your research. Maybe you can do a solo event. Maybe you can do an event with 2 other people. Networking events will start soon. Make sure to go. Make sure to find the ones that are good for your kind of business. And kind of reach out to new avenues all the time. So don't stick to your own friends and your own network. Keep meeting new people. Another thing is people feel very nervous and scared to reach out to new people. Do it. Just message people in the inbox and they'll reply.
And I think what you said was so amazing. Like, if you guys watched the previous part of the talk about how to reach out to people on Instagram, I think it was fantastic. I mean, I've done that a lot. I do that shamelessly, and I give them my whole life story as to. Yeah, I'm very confident they'll get back to me and they'll talk to me. But Kunal always says that, yeah, obviously, my mother-in-law's like,
how it should be.
Yeah, but you're absolutely right. There are very few people like me and you who can reach out and not feel, scared or weird about it. So I think it's a great way.
Listen, I love it. I love it when people reach out to me. I'm going to say this today, but I hate it when people just say hi or what's up. God. I don't want to talk to you, man. If you tell me.
And what about ping? Have you got ping? Have you got ping? BBM is over. Ping is not going to make you vibrate your phone. I've got ping, question mark, question mark.
I have got hi, hello, question mark, what's up? I mean, what do you want from me, And please realize that we're here to do business. If you want to contact, join the network, People
absolutely
need to realize this.
So I think that's a great way to connect. Like Shan said, right? Instagram handle DMing, substantial. Yeah, feel shy to take initiative.
So I want to say something to this. I think that the first step is that you've actually admitted you feel shy, which is the best step.
Yeah.
You've actually said it. This is a public platform. But please know that if 10 people you message, I guarantee you 3 will reply. Make the message, kind of put it together, get your friends and family to check it. Kind of package it in a way, and I promise you, you will get replies for what you're looking for.
So, like she said, I know a lot of people who are very shy. I know a lot of people who don't want to, put themselves out there and be like, no, but what if she says no? I said, big deal, yeah. She'll say no, she says no. He says no, she says no. At least you made the effort to reach, out to people. And I think it's amazing how you said, DM them about what you're doing, what you can contribute, how they can contribute to you and how you can contribute to them. Because I think a two-way street always works better, right? Because, it's always about give and take. And that's what networking does. I think you guys are fantastic in the way you provide this community and, help so many people. Yeah, there you go. I got encouraged to take initiative with the offline. Yeah, absolutely.
By the way, so Prasad, the other Worldly Productions, Prasad's a member with us and he's come to each and every event. And he's another person I've known for a good 3 years now, Prasad. And he was there for my first event to every other. And he's officially our event photographer. He does every event with us because he's brilliant. And I have to tell you why. It was not because he showed me his work. It's because he met another member who met me and said, by the way, I work so much with Prasad. He's from your group. And I was like, okay, let's work together.
I'm goosebumps. I'm telling you, it's so weird. Like Rohan contacted me and I was like, and I didn't even ask him. I just liked the way he spoke. I liked how, you know, how he talks on the phone. That's also very important for me. And then he sent me a whole list of things. And the minute I saw networking, I said, I'm done. Chalo Rohan, let's start. You know? Because it is, and I always feel like when I put something on networking, I always have this thing like, please let someone who's my vibe contact me. Like today also someone has contacted me who's so my vibe. They kind of get it, right? Because it's very important, na? That you guys gel on the same wavelength. So you know what you want and you know what you expect from the other person. And I think you guys, and you know, Shan, it's fantastic how many people have connected through networking now. Like I know people who I see on networking now. I mean, I know them, but I don't know that they're doing that. So when they put it up there, you know what I'm saying, right? Like, I was like, oh, you even do this? Yeah. I was like, yeah. I said, I had no idea. I said, yeah, I know. I don't talk about it too much. But they've put it on networking now. So that's how you even connect. Yeah. I agree. Shan, you give great tips and techniques. I completely agree. How to deal with competition as social media. Do you have to go? It's very competitive.
I was reading the comments. I was reading what people are saying.
How to deal with competition as social media is very competitive and we have to be updated.
That's a very good point. It is very competitive. There are people in the same industry constantly, you know, like one thing I noticed is that if one person's doing it, the other will do it for sure. So yes, it is competitive, but you don't let yourself, I mean, look, today is the truest example. Why does lives? I do lives. We've collaborated. We're doing this. So I think if you can take it in your stride to be like, I'll support you, you support me, we're here.
Absolutely.
So, I think that's your win. You know, you will come out on top. I love that comment. Someone has written, manifesting can work.
Always. I always manifest. I'm such a big believer. Like Kunal says that, my mother-in-law says that she's never heard the word no. Because she's already decided the conversation she's going to have with the person when the person calls her back. And I'm like, yeah, mom. Yeah, I can see that in you. You are, I mean, I know when you're physically, when people meet you in events, that completely comes out. I mean, that's the vibe you have, you know, around you, that I will get it done. It'll get done. You know, you don't have that doubt ever. And I think that's amazing, right? And that's, I think that now more than ever, we need that.
Yes.
Because there's no one going out there and telling you, are you're doing a great job. It's all you.
Absolutely. Pat your own back.
Every day. Like Kunal says, now that you always think that you are doing very well. I'm like, yeah, I will.
Why not?
And why not? But yeah, examples of manifestations are how you manifested yourself on this live. So as simple as that. How Shan tell you?
You can manifest anything. I really believe you can manifest. You can even manifest a positive state of mind.
I completely agree with you.
I write everything every day. I journal a lot.
I do too. Every morning I get up and I have my whole thing already sorted. I write down conversations that I would have with someone. I think it's important. I think a lot of people are doing that now. The entire vibe and the frequency has shifted, right? It's not, people are not that jealous anymore. Do you feel that they're not that competitive? They're not that jealous.
It's because of your vibe has changed. You don't care anymore. And that's exactly what the person who asked about, you know, competition and competitiveness. The minute you stop caring and you stop looking at everything as a competition and like, oh, my competitor, your vibe will change. They will also back off and the vibe will change.
How well put. Amazing. Yeah, absolutely agree with you. I absolutely agree with you. And I think in today's world, a lot of people are out there to help a lot more, right? In the situation that we are in.
Absolutely.
So thank you so much, Shan, for doing this.
I was loved being here. Thank you so much for having me.
I loved her talking to you. I'm so glad that you could tell everyone what we can do to kind of grow our business and network more. I think we should do one more of this, just talking about etiquettes. I loved how you said that we need to email. I mean, you message everyone who starts following you. You would send them a detailed message on how you want to collaborate. I think we should do one on just etiquettes, WhatsApp
Yes,
etiquette and
most
Instagram.
important.
I think it's very important because that sets the vibe, right? That's the first, that's now you're not meeting anyone physically for first impression. So that is your first impression now on the digital space.
Absolutely agree. And please be very mindful of when you're contacting someone else. That's all.
I think we should do that. I think I'm going to message you and we'll schedule one when we can
For sure.
fit into your schedule. Thank you so
For
much,
sure.
Shan. Thank you so
Thanks,
much.
bye.
Bye.
Bye. See you.
Hey guys, thank you for logging into Live with Vi. Subscribe to see more videos.